there, my name is Justina Gilbert. I am a trustee of the Royal Humane Society. The Society is celebrating its 250th anniversary of recognising acts of bravery. This is a tremendous anniversary, and what better way to celebrate that than to share some of the stories over the decades and over the centuries with each of you. I'm delighted to be able to read one of these stories out to you today, and then I'd like to encourage each of you to consider supporting the Society. It's a very small one, and we rely heavily on donations to make sure that we can continue to recognise people who go above and beyond to help save lives and resuscitate people each and every day. These are members of the public, just like you and I. And every time I read or hear a story, it makes me wonder whether I would do exactly the same in their situation. What I'm going to bring you today, what I'm going to read, is a story from 1783. I'm going to read it directly from here, from now. So this is a copy of a letter from Mr. Tomlinson to the Register, dated July 29th, 1783. Sir, it is with infinite pleasure I embrace an opportunity of communicating to your valuable institution the following successful case. On Thursday last, being at my garden near the canal, I was informed that a person apparently dead was taken out of the water. I immediately ran to the spot and discovered John Cricket, a child, lying upon the wet sand without the least symptom of life, and was informed by some gentlemen present he had been under water 10 minutes, and that then he had been taken out a quarter of an hour or more, in which time they had employed the proper means. His face was amazingly enlarged, and of very dark livid colour, the abdomen also much distended. I instantly conveyed the body into an adjoining field, stripped off the shirt, and made use of the methods recommended by the Society. Fortunately, having some brandy at my garden, I employed it externally to the thorax, abdomen, and spine, so successfully that in about 12 minutes I had the pleasing satisfaction to observe symptoms of returning life by a deep sigh, accompanied with a tremendous motion of the trachea and plentiful discharge of urine and feces. The inspirations now became much more frequent, and in about 20 minutes he began to groan. The reason I did not instantly remove the body to the public house I mentioned was the sun was at that time shining very bright, and I conceived that its rays would answer every purpose of artificial beat, besides the time which would have been lost in conveying the body that distance. I thought it might be much better employed. Having thus far succeeded in my attempts, I ordered a warm bed to be procured at a neighbouring public house, where I had the child immediately convey the frictions, etc., and they continued, and some more of the brandy and water given, though made much stronger than the former. Of this, I believe, about 2 tablespoonfuls were taken into the stomach, which immediately brought on vomiting. Nevertheless, the patient seemed much relieved for a short time, when he was attacked with the convulsive spasms all over his body, but these very soon subsided, and as restoration advanced, the child seemed to be in extreme pain, uttering the most violent shrieks, yet he was not able to articulate a single word before the following day. It was 2 hours from my first seeing the patient before I chose to omit the various means. I then rubbed the thorax, throat, and temples with warm brandy. This, with the extreme agitation he had before undergone, very soon composed him to sleep. When he awoke, he was insensible, and in this situation was removed to his own home, and slept most part of the night. In the morning he was perfectly sensible, and had not the most distant idea of the accident. I am well convinced that from the time the child remained in the water, and the distance I had to go, it could not possibly be less than 25 minutes before I saw the body. The space of time before any symptoms of returning life appeared, I can more possibly speak to, as I ascertained it by my watch. I was induced to take this early opportunity of communicating the present case, as I hope it will in some measure contribute to your invaluable publications. I cannot, in justice, conclude my letter without strongly recommending Widow Harries to your consideration, as she immediately admitted the body into her house and afforded me every assistance the nature of the case required. I am, sir, your most obedient, humble servant, Thomas Tomlinson. The honorary medal of the Society was presented to Mr. Tomlinson, the receipt of which was mentioned in very respectful terms in the Birmingham papers, and the worthy inhabitants have on a variety of occasions expressed their approbation of the liberal proceedings of the directors in granting them premium for the restoring to life the son of a worthy resident of their town. The end. What an amazing story. Somebody bringing back to life a child who had been in the water for some time, and the use of brandy to make him vomit and come back to life. What a heartwarming story that somebody was saved. This is just one of thousands of those kinds of stories, and that we really hope that you will take the time to listen to many more of them. Do visit the Royal Humane Society's website for more information. And if you are able to, it would be wonderful if you could donate some money. And this will help the Society continue its work of recognising acts of bravery from so many people from the general public. Just £100 will make you a governor of the Society for a year. And in return, you'll get a special 250th anniversary certificate and an invitation for a very special one-off service at St Paul's. And of course, invitations to many other events that we hold throughout the year. Wouldn't it be great to see some of the people being recognised this year, hear their stories and get to see them and hear them in person? Thank you for listening, and do reach out to the website for more information. Thank you very much.